has happened to St. Maximin. He was our best player under Bruce, but since Howe took charge, he really hasn't done anything. Under Bruce, St. Maximin was our star player. We didn't have many players who could do much. Yeah. There was kind of Almiron, but he wasn't. You couldn't rely on him. And St. Maximin was exciting and different and kind of our X factor, if you like. But since Howe's come in, we don't need that standout player. We've got a team full of players who are really, really good. And I think, although
we've got a team with 3 or 4 standout players in it.
Yeah, and like we were mentioning last week, picking player of the season is going to be really hard this season because there's just so many players who could be our player of the season.
I like Maxi. I've always really enjoyed watching him play. He's frustrating in a different way to Miggy, but I think it seems to be common knowledge that he really did love being he was top dog under Bruce, wasn't he? Because Bruce would, if he was fit or not, Bruce would play him and we'd get the ball up to Maxi and let's see what we can do. And you realise how good a striker Wilson is once you see him in a team like this. It was all wasted, that kind of stuff, that the way he played the football.
I think it's a bit harsh, the overall criticism in a way, because he was injured from August.
Yeah, that's been part of
the started the season and he started off well. He got injured and it took him a while to get back into it. And then it took him a few games then to get back to the level. And he was just getting back. 2 or 3 of the games
playing really well
before he was injured. He was playing really, really well.
He was, he was playing really well.
And the thing with Maxi is he gives us something that we don't have in the side when he's not there, because his ability to actually carry the ball out of tight situation and into deep into the opponent's half and win free kicks was and also he scares the living daylights out of defenders when he's running at them.
He does. I don't think it's about unfairness. I think he hasn't played. The injury thing is right. He's not been fit, and he's another one made of glass. To be fair, he's got snappy legs, doesn't he? He's always got soft tissue injuries and things like that. But the thing with him is he's not. And I think this is where Howe is different. Howe will probably love the fact that he can carry the ball forward. Isak can carry the ball forward, but the end product is not always there with Maxi. It's frustrating. And I think that's
that's why
that Howe wants.
And that's why ultimately St. Maximin came to us and not like a top team.
That's
because
exactly right.
As good as he is, as much talent as he has got, it's that end product that you can't always rely on with him. Even though on his day he can be as good as anyone.
Yeah. I think that's right. But the overall assessment of this season is a little bit tainted by the fact that he's actually missed a lot of it through injury.
Yeah, and I think it was unfortunate. I think you made a good point there, Dad. Just before he got this latest injury, actually, we saw a couple of performances from him where I actually thought, Eddie Howe's actually moulding him into an Eddie Howe player.
Yeah, definitely.
And then, of course, he got injured, and he's not been able to build on that because he was starting to actually do more for the team rather than dribbling into nowhere and kind of losing possession.
The thing is, though, we if we talk about building squads and moving forward, and Eddie Howe sort of referenced this today, you're building a squad of good players that you can rely on. And next season, if we're playing more games, we are going to need more players. Now, clearly, we will strengthen in the summer, but equally, he's talking about giving Paul Dummett an extension to his contract because he says, we'll see things. And he can play central defence, he can play right back. Now, that may surprise a lot of people, but this is the sort of thinking that's going on.
Yeah, I think part of the Dummett thing, Dad, I do agree. I think Dummett's all right, but I think part of that is because he's got an eye on the European rules next season, so you've got to have 4 players in your squad who
exactly
trained by you as a youngster, and Dummett obviously is a big tick in that box because we don't have that many options.
Yeah. But but it's still part of that squad, isn't it?
No, I know.
Need.
For
whatever reason,
I think Howe's being polite with what he says because obviously he's not going to come out and say he's rubbish. But
Howe never throws anyone under the bus. He always, even last week he defended Gordon. He's always very quick to talk about how hardworking his players are, and he seems to like Maxi, but ultimately he's not sentimental. The other thing to remember as well, just thinking about kind of the squad thing. It's been the reason I think we've done so well this season has been the consistency of the team, and like the back five have played so many games.
It's remarkable. It's remarkable that back five.
And we need to remember that, because next season the chances are there'll be injuries or suspensions or whatever. I mean, like we lost Pope obviously to a stupid suspension. I think Cher's had a couple of games out where because he gets concussed every other week anyway, doesn't he?
If there's a player down on the pitch, we often just say, "Oh, it must be Cher."
But basically, when they've all been fit, and that's been most of the season they've played, and I think that we can't always get used to that, and a squad is going to be needed. So it might not be that Maxi goes.
Yeah. But just to finish on Maxi, Ben, who asked the original question, has said, "Do you think he can come back good?" I think yes. I do.
Yeah.
I think he could still offer us something. If we sell him, I wouldn't be that massively upset. But if he stayed, I also wouldn't be bothered. I think he could be a valuable squad member.
I agree. Definitely.
Good. We all agree. Marvellous.